Good evening and welcome. It's the ILFL Soccer Night Show. It's the ILFL Soccer Night Show here on a Monday night. An unusual setting for us this evening, but I have myself and Nanumia in the studio this evening to discuss what we will call the transitional stage of the football season. Yes, that's right. We're in between two stages. The Summer League has finished. We are looking forward to a Winter League, and we can talk about that a little bit in this first segment of the show. The first section is going to be a little bit short, but later on in the second section, we've got the boys from Ace FC, the new divisional champions from the Summer League, the latest divisional champions, to come in and talk about their championship winning season and the game from last week. We'll show you the highlights from that in the next section as well. But first, good evening, Nanu.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
We are looking forward to a winter season in the ILFL, and it's looking increasingly exciting because now we've got even more names to talk about, teams that we don't even know about.
There's so many new teams. I mean, if I go through the list, I mean, it might even surprise you, especially some of the names. I mean, it's got to be banters. I can't explain it any other way. So let's just go through some of the new teams, shall we? So
let's do that.
We've got Ace, who's come back, so which is a fantastic news for us. You know,
excellent. We'll ask them more about that.
We'll ask them more about that in the next section. Correct. We've got a team called AMY. Who are they? I do not know. It's too early stages, and it's tough to say who they are, what they represent, and how they'll perform. But obviously, you know, in a week's time, we'll know which division that they'll be sitting in. Then we've got a team called Crusaders. Again, I do not know who they are. We've got PYO. PYO, I know, have a really long history in footballing. They've had a sort of a setback for the last few years, but they're making a comeback, and we're grateful or privileged to have them in our league. So that is really good news for the team and for the league. We also have Lotus, which didn't play in the last Winter League, but they played in the Summer League, so that's fantastic. We've got Arsenal as well. They did fantastic in the first division in the summer. We're looking to see how they're performing in the winter division. And we've got all of the usual teams. So just wanted to highlight that ILFL is going strength to strength. The numbers are coming back. We're almost in full strength as we were, say, a few years ago. And the league is growing steadily, maybe slightly quicker than we actually anticipated. So
well, that's a good thing. I mean, because clearly reputation has gone before itself. The quality and standard of the football, the tournaments, word is getting around, and people are wanting to actively take part. Correct.
I mean, over the last few years, you know, we've sort of delivered various projects. You know, we've got the Champions Division, we've got the UK BFC, we've got the ILFL Super Cup, the Legends Cup. Obviously, the Veterans League has gone from strength to strength. So, a lot of word of mouth, and the way we deliver the projects is so efficient, cost-effective, and people just enjoy the day. And you know, we also get to know the teams, we get to know the players, the management, we do various social events. So all of this has actually contributed to our recent success. So
teams coming through from the recent Summer League that we've had, apart from Ace?
Some teams coming through, well, Ace, we've got Arsenal, which came from the Summer League as well. We've got Reach Out. I think Reach Out also played in the previous winter, so we see that, you know, obviously you lose one or two teams every sort of year, but some of the teams that we've kind of managed to retain, so, you know, which is good news as well.
It is indeed, and if you are one of those teams and you're new to the ILFL Soccer Night Show, good evening and welcome wherever you may be across the broad expanse of East London, London, or wherever you are coming from. This is your show, and this is where we are every Monday night to report on you, your club, your individual players, and your exploits throughout the season. So who knows, you could be here joining us in the studio on a Monday night to talk about who you are, what you do, and what your ambitions are. We know that we have a provisional start date for the Winter League, the 13th of September.
Correct, that's correct. You know, we've got still a few teams in the pipeline. We're just going through the necessary paperwork. You know, we've got teams like Fish Island, you know, who are probably already in the system. So once we get all of this the details on the system and the applications, that everything's gone through, then we will actually announce the actual start date of the Winter League. However, you may be aware that an email has been sent out, or will be sent out very shortly, that all the teams that have actually registered can actually start registering their players. So as soon as you guys are ready, especially the new teams, because the the registration process can be quite cumbersome for the new teams, but once you get up to speed with it, it's quite intuitive. So it's all electronic, it's all automated. So if you log in with your details and you start registering the players, the sooner you do that, the less headache that you'll have to put up with later.
Indeed it is. www.ilfl.org. Get yourself tapping on the keyboard, on your laptop, mobile, or whatever it is that you use. Get on the site, like Nanu said, it is very easy to use. It's a little bit intimidating the first time around, but once you get up to speed, it's dead easy and one of the easiest systems to use for registering your players. There are deadlines. The sooner you get things done, the sooner we can get all the information back to you, process, and you can be ready to start. Provisional start date 13th of September, as we said, in the ILFL Soccer League. Let's talk about the teams that are already here within that now, and the teams that are established. Our old Premier Division favourites, Stepney, we could never ever write them off. We've got Stepney and Tigers are the two now are heading that top division.
It's gonna be, well, you can't even rule out West End as well. You know, I mean, they've gone from strength to strength, you know. So
they have indeed had a good season in the Prem, and but I think maybe because they lacked really any notable success, maybe that's why they've dropped off the radar.
It's got to be experience. Definitely experience, because I mean they're from a different part of the town altogether, and it's a different style of footballing run, you know, East London and West London. So I think it's a cultural shock, cultural exchange, the way players come and perform, and not to mention that they actually have to travel a bit as well to get here as well. So all of these factors have probably contributed to a slightly lower performance than, you know, the Stepney and the Tigers team.
Although I'm sure we can still look forward to West End London Tigers. That is a huge derby game that we can look forward to indeed. And we could probably talk about it for a little bit more, just as we've started the show. Like I said, the first segment is very short. There is loads more time for us to talk about in the coming weeks, the upcoming Winter League. But like I said, we've got our guests from Ace to come in the second segment of the show. Have a look at their footage from last week where they played and won their divisional championship. All that and a little bit more to come up in the next part of the ILFL Soccer Night show. Stay with us. We'll be right back after this break.